Welcome back to the channel Rare Coins History. In a quiet corner of American coinage history, there exists a small 5-cent piece that hides a wartime secret so shocking, so economically vital, and so collectible today that most Americans have never even realized its true value until it is already too late. This is the story of the 1943 Jefferson nickel, a coin born during one of the most transformational moments in United States history, and tonight, you are about to discover why this ordinary looking nickel could turn into an extraordinary treasure in your hands. During World War II, the United States Mint faced a national emergency like never before, one that forced it to make a historic decision that would forever change the composition of the 5-cent coin. Nickel metal was urgently needed for military armor, aircraft components, and wartime machinery. So the government ordered the mint to remove real nickel from circulation entirely. This led to the creation of the famous wartime alloy used from 1942 to 1945, consisting of 56% copper, 35% silver, and 9% manganese, making the 1943 Jefferson nickel one of the rare few nickels in American history that actually contains precious silver. Because of this unexpected silver composition, 1943 nickels age differently, tarnish differently, and even shine differently compared to the classic copper-nickel versions found in your everyday change. They carry a unique, ghost-like gray surface that reveals their wartime identity, and expert collectors can instantly recognize them by the bold, oversized mint mark placed above Monticello on the reverse, a design choice used only for these special silver wartime nickels. The 1943 Jefferson nickel was minted in 3 locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, each identified by the large P, D, or S mint mark towering above the dome of Monticello. This mint mark style is exclusive to wartime silver nickels, making it one of the easiest ways to authenticate them instantly, and collectors across the country seek high-grade examples with full steps on Monticello, sharp details, and brilliant, original luster. Philadelphia struck the largest quantity of 1943 nickels, but despite high mintage numbers, true gem quality survivors are significantly harder to locate than expected. Many circulated heavily during the war, were damaged in humid or salty environments, or lost their sharp details because of the softness of their silver alloy, making fully original uncirculated 1943 P pieces incredibly desirable today. Denver minted fewer pieces than Philadelphia, and the 1943 D is well known among collectors for its unique strike characteristics. Some Denver coins show noticeably softer details on Jefferson's cheek and the Monticello steps, while others contain small variations caused by wartime dye fatigue, making premium high-grade examples highly sought after by specialists. San Francisco, known for its precision striking quality, produced the 1943 S nickel, which often shows sharp legends, clean fields, and more complete steps on Monticello. But even S-mint coins are not immune to wartime production challenges, and their soft silver alloy means that only a small portion of the original mintage has survived in pristine, fully lustrous condition. Collectors also intensely pursue 1943 nickel varieties and errors, some of which are dramatically valuable. One of the most famous is the 1943 doubled eye variety, where Jefferson's eye shows a strong doubled image, creating a dramatic visual effect that significantly increases the coin's desirability and value. Another major collectible variety is the 1943 P over D over mint mark error, where the Denver mint mark D was mistakenly punched into the die first, and then corrected by stamping a large P over the top. This rare and visually striking blunder is one of the most treasured wartime nickel errors ever discovered, and high-grade examples attract world-class collectors. Because wartime silver nickels have a unique surface, they often show distinctive toning patterns that appeal to advanced collectors. Deep blues, violet rings, golden halos, or even multicolor rainbow flashes can occur naturally over decades, making certain tone 1943 nickels truly breathtaking one-of-a-kind art pieces. As demand continues to rise, modern collectors value 1943 nickels for far more than their silver content or age. They are cherished as part of the nation's history, as a reminder of sacrifice, resourcefulness, and innovation during a time when every ounce of metal mattered to the survival of the United States during World War II. Now, let's talk about the part every collector loves the most: the real auction records and highest verified market prices. a stunning 1943 P-graded MS-68 with full steps has sold for over $5,000. The 1943 D in MS-68 has reached auction prices as high as $6,000, and the magnificent 1943 S full steps examples have pushed toward the $7,000 range. Meanwhile, the legendary 1943 P/D era variety, when found in high grade, has shattered records with sales reaching beyond $10,000, making it one of the absolute kings of the wartime nickel series. The 1943 Jefferson nickel remains one of America's most historically powerful 5-cent coins, a wartime relic infused with silver, scarcity, and patriotic significance. From dramatic mint errors to astonishing high-grade survivors, this coin continues to fascinate collectors, historians, and treasure hunters alike, reminding us that even the smallest pieces of change can carry stories worth far more than their original value. In the world of modern American coinage, some coins hide mysteries so unexpected that even experienced collectors overlook them until it's too late. Tonight, we dive into one of those overlooked treasures, a coin you may see every day, yet few realize it holds rare errors, shocking varieties, and values that can soar into the thousands. This is the story of the 1985 Jefferson nickel, and its secrets are far more valuable than most collectors ever imagined. The year was 1985, a time when the United States Mint was pushing harder than ever to keep coins in circulation as the national economy grew. Millions of Jefferson nickels were struck, yet hidden among these ordinary coins are rare varieties and minting anomalies that have become iconic treasures in the world of numismatics. Although not a silver wartime nickel, the 1985 nickel remains a favorite among modern-era specialists and full-step collectors. Designed by the legendary sculptor Felix Schlag, the Jefferson nickel maintained its long-standing design, which had appeared on U.S. 5-cent pieces since 1938. On the obverse, Thomas Jefferson's left-facing portrait displays bold cheek contours, clean jawline details, and sharply defined hair waves that collectors examine closely when evaluating strike quality. On the reverse, the iconic Monticello building stands as the central focal point, with its steps, known as the full steps, being one of the most critical factors for determining premium values. The 1985 nickel was minted in 2 locations, Philadelphia and Denver, each leaving distinctive traits that help collectors identify and grade these coins. Philadelphia coins carry no mint mark, while Denver coins proudly display a bold D mint mark on the obverse to the right of Jefferson's portrait. Despite massive mintages, true high-grade examples with full steps are surprisingly scarce. The 1985 P nickel from Philadelphia has become one of the most challenging modern Jefferson nickels to find in perfect condition. Weak strikes, die fatigue, and high-speed production created countless coins with blended details and incomplete steps, making fully struck pieces true numismatic prizes. Collectors especially hunt for MS-66 and MS-67 examples, which exist in incredibly limited numbers despite enormous mint output. Denver's 1985 D Jefferson nickel tells a similar story. High mintage but low survival in top condition. Denver strikes often appear slightly better, but many still lack complete step definition, or suffer from contact marks due to bag handling during distribution. The 1985 D is especially famous among specialists for being difficult to find in fully brilliant, clean, high-grade condition. Errors and varieties from 1985 are where the real thrill begins for collectors, because this year produced some of the most dramatic modern nickels. One of the most desirable is the 1985 off-center strike, where the design shifts dramatically toward the rim, creating a visually incredible misalignment. Worth far more than face value, another powerful collector favorite is the broad strike error, where the nickel expands in diameter with no rim, creating a rare, eye-catching appearance. Perhaps the most valuable of all 1985 nickel errors is the double die variety, especially those showing doubling in the motto, the date, or Jefferson's profile details. These double dies can bring premium prices, especially when found in high grade, because they represent true mechanical mistakes in the die-making process. Collectors also search heavily for full steps examples, coins where the Monticello steps remain fully defined and uninterrupted. Because 1985 nickels often suffered from poor strikes, any piece displaying complete step lines instantly becomes a top-tier investment coin desired by advanced Jefferson specialists nationwide. Now let's travel into the numbers that every collector loves to hear. The real highest verified auction prices achieved by rare 1985 Jefferson nickels, a 1985, P-graded. MS-67 with full steps has reached auction prices around $3,000, and continues to rise as the population of high-grade coins remains extremely low. The 1985 D in MS-67 full steps has shattered expectations, selling for over $1,500 at major auctions. Rare off-center errors and strong double dies from 1985 have brought prices ranging from $500 to well over $2,000 depending on the severity and condition. The 1985 Jefferson nickel may appear simple, common, and easily overlooked, yet it represents one of the most intriguing chapters in modern U.S. coinage, with its surprising rarity in high grade, its dramatic mint errors, its difficulty in achieving full steps, and its impressive auction sales. This coin proves that even modern nickels can transform into extraordinary numismatic treasures. Every collector who understands its hidden potential knows that the 1985 Jefferson nickel is far more than 39 years old. It is a modern mystery that continues to reward those who take the time to study it. In the world of modern American coinage, some coins hide secrets so unexpected, so deeply buried in the details of their minting, that most people handle them every day without ever realizing the hidden value they carry. Tonight, we uncover one such coin, a 5-cent piece from 1990 that may look ordinary at first glance, yet contains shocking rarities, stunning errors, and collector-driven demand that continues to rise every single year. This is the story of the 1990 Jefferson nickel, and the mysteries inside this coin will keep you watching until the very last second. The year 1990 marked more than just another year of U.S. mint production. It represented a transitional era in modern numismatics. Coin production technology was advancing, dies were being redesigned and repolished more frequently, and minor minting mistakes were becoming harder to detect, which is exactly why 1990 nickels have become so fascinating to serious collectors. Hidden among billions of standard coins lie scarce varieties and high-grade survivors that have become modern classics. The Jefferson nickel design used in 1990 was still the beloved original created by sculptor Felix Schlag, a design that had symbolized American 5-cent coins since 1938. Jefferson's left-facing profile remains bold, with sharply defined hair curls, strong jawline contours, and clean lettering that collectors rely on to judge strike quality. On the reverse, the timeless image of Monticello still commands attention, and the steps leading to the entrance remain one of the most critical details for determining rarity and premium value. The 1990 Jefferson nickel was minted in two major facilities, Philadelphia and Denver. Philadelphia coins carry no mint mark, while Denver coins are identified by the bold D mint mark placed to the right of Jefferson's portrait. Though mintages were enormous, the number of true high-grade examples with crisp details or full steps is shockingly small. The 1990 P nickel produced at Philadelphia is famous for its inconsistent strike strength, making it extremely difficult to find in flawless condition. Many coins show weakness along Jefferson's cheek or hair and often lack distinct separation in the Monticello steps, which dramatically affects collector value. Finding a 1990 P with strong luster, minimal contact marks, and full steps is considered a serious achievement among modern nickel specialists. The Denver Mint struck billions of 1990 D nickels, yet surprisingly few survive in exceptionally high grades due to bag handling and rapid production speeds. The 1990 D often shows slightly better strikes than its Philadelphia counterpart, but heavy contact marks and surface scuffs make MS-67 and MS-68 coins extremely rare prizes. Full steps examples remain even harder to obtain, making them top-tier targets for advanced collectors. Now we enter the realm of errors and varieties, the part that makes the 1990 nickel truly electrifying for treasure hunters. One of the most desirable errors is the off-center strike, where part of the design is shifted toward the rim, sometimes revealing dramatic blank areas that bring high premiums. Another collector favorite is the broad strike error, where the nickel is struck without the retaining collar, causing it to expand outward into a wide, flat shape. But some of the most valuable 1990 errors come from double die varieties, coins where lettering, numbers, or Jefferson's profile show strong doubling under magnification. Double dies on the date, the motto, "In God We Trust," or the reverse lettering can bring exceptional value. especially when paired with a high mint state grade. In rare cases, die cracks, retained cut breaks, and rim-to-rim die fractures also appear on 1990 nickels, transforming ordinary pieces into dramatic conversation piece collectibles. Full steps examples from 1990 deserve special attention because they represent the highest tier of modern Jefferson nickel collecting. Very few 1990 P or 1990 D nickels display full, uninterrupted steps on Monticello, making any verified full steps coin an elite rarity instantly recognized by specialists nationwide. The combination of full steps and top-grade preservation is where the true giants of value in this date are found. Now it's time for the moment every collector waits for. The verified highest auction prices and real market sales for rare 1990 Jefferson nickels. A stunning 1990 P-graded MS-67 full steps has reached auction values as high as $2,000, a massive price for a modern nickel. The 1990 D in MS-67 full steps has recorded sales reaching $1,500, driven by its exceptionally small surviving population. Major error examples, such as 1990 off-center strikes, strong double dies, and dramatic broad strikes, have sold for anywhere between $300 and $1,200 depending on severity and grade. The 1990 Jefferson nickel stands today as one of the most exciting and underestimated modern U.S. coins in circulation. Behind its simple 5-cent face value lies a world of challenges, rarity, and collector passion, from hard-to-find full steps examples to dramatic mint errors and impressive auction results. This coin proves that even the modern nickels of the 1990s can contain extraordinary value for those who understand what to look for, making the 1990 Jefferson nickel a true hidden treasure in the world of American numismatics. In the world of American coin collecting, there is one year, one nickel, one common-looking coin that hides more secrets, more mysteries, and more unexpected value than anyone ever imagined. It is a coin that appears every day in pocket change, yet only the most attentive collectors realize that among its billions of pieces lie some of the rarest full steps nickels, most dramatic errors, and shocking varieties in modern U.S. history. Tonight, prepare yourself, because we are unlocking the powerful and thrilling story of the 1964 Jefferson nickel. The year 1964 was unlike any other in American minting history, marked by the nationwide coinage crisis that pushed the U.S. Mint into overdrive. Silver coins were disappearing from circulation, demand for change skyrocketed, and the Mint responded by striking more 1964 dated coins than any other date in the Jefferson nickel series. This intense production pressure created conditions perfect for errors, die cracks, weak strikes, and dramatic varieties that collectors hunt for today with passion and precision. Designed by the legendary sculptor Felix Schlag, the 1964 Jefferson nickel carries the classic obverse profile of Thomas Jefferson that had already become an American icon by the mid-20th century. Collectors study the obverse carefully, looking for strong details in Jefferson's cheekbone, hair waves, and jawline, all indicators of a crisp, high-quality strike. On the reverse, Monticello stands majestically, and its steps remain the single most important feature for determining true rarity and grading value in the 1964 nickel. Two mints struck the 1964 Jefferson nickel, Philadelphia and Denver. Philadelphia coins carry no mint mark, while Denver coins feature the D mint mark placed to the right of Jefferson's portrait, a detail collectors always examine for clarity, position, and die wear. Both mints produced staggering quantities, but high-quality examples with clean surfaces and full steps remain extremely rare and incredibly valuable. The 1964 P nickel from Philadelphia is famous for strike weaknesses that affected vast portions of its production run. Many coins show soft hair details, blended lettering, and incomplete Monticello steps due to worn dies and heavy mint pressure during the coin shortage. Finding a fully struck Philadelphia 1964 nickel with strong luster and sharp steps is considered a trophy-level discovery by Jefferson specialists. The 1964 D nickel presents an even more complex story, because Denver produced an enormous number of coins using dies that deteriorated quickly under non-stop operation. As a result, most 1964 D nickels show heavy die erosion, poor step definition, and surface abrasions, making fully detailed, high-grade examples exceptionally desirable among collectors. Despite its massive mintage, the 1964 D remains surprisingly scarce in true mint state condition with crisp details and immaculate surfaces. Now we dive into the realm of errors and varieties, the part of 1964 that makes collectors' hearts race with excitement. The 1964 off-center strike is one of the most coveted errors from this year, displaying dramatic misalignments that instantly command strong premiums. Another popular error is the broad strike, which creates a wide, collarless appearance that makes the coin look stretched, unusual, and highly collectible. But the most legendary 1964 error, the one that transformed this year into a historic numismatic powerhouse, is the 1964 D double die reverse. This variety displays doubling in the Monticello lettering and architectural features, making it one of the boldest double dies in the entire Jefferson nickel series. In high grade, this double die variety becomes a true showpiece, coveted by serious collectors and often featured in major reference books and auction catalogs. Collectors also pursue full steps nickels from 1964 with unmatched enthusiasm, because they are among the rarest full steps coins in the entire series. Weak strikes, worn dies, and rushed minting conditions made fully separated steps nearly impossible to achieve in 1964. As a result, authenticated full steps examples from either mint, especially in MS-65 or MS-66, immediately become high-value masterpieces in the Jefferson nickel world. And now, the moment collectors anticipate most. The verified highest auction prices for rare 1964 Jefferson nickels. The 1964 P in MS-67 full steps has reached auction prices of $14,000 due to its extreme rarity and spectacular strike quality. The 1964 D with full steps has shattered expectations, with a top auction record surpassing $32,000, making it one of the most valuable modern nickels ever sold. Meanwhile, the dramatic 1964 D double die reverse in high mint state grades has sold for $1,000 to over $3,000 depending on the strength of the doubling. The 1964 Jefferson nickel is far more than a common coin. It is a thrilling piece of American history shaped by national crisis, immense production pressure, and numismatic surprises that continue to astonish collectors today. From rare full step strikes to dramatic double dies, from off-center masterpieces to high-grade survivors, the 1964 nickel proves that hidden treasure still exists in plain sight across America, for every roll hunter, collector, or enthusiast searching for that perfect discovery. The 1964 Jefferson nickel remains one of the greatest modern treasures ever released by the United States Mint. In the world of American coin collecting, some coins whisper secrets so subtle that only the sharpest eyes ever discover their hidden value. Tonight, we journey into one such coin, a 5-cent piece from 1984 that millions of Americans have handled, spent, or ignored, unaware that inside this common nickel lies a world of rare errors, striking anomalies, and collector-grade treasures waiting to be found. This is the mysterious and powerful story of the 1984 Jefferson nickel, and what you are about to learn could forever change how you look at loose change. The year 1984 marked a crucial time in modern American minting, a year when the U.S. Mint was pushing production harder than ever to keep up with nationwide circulation demands. Coin presses ran at lightning speed, dies wore out quickly, and millions of coins entered circulation with subtle imperfections, conditions that created one of the most fascinating Jefferson nickel years of the decade. Even though the 1984 nickel is not rare in general circulation, the rare varieties and high-grade survivors from this year are absolutely stunning to collectors. The classic Jefferson design used in 1984 was the same iconic Felix Schlag portrait introduced in 1938, unchanged for decades yet increasingly difficult to strike sharply at high speeds. Jefferson's profile dominates the obverse, and collectors look carefully at the jawline, the cheekbone, the mint mark, and the rim to detect strike quality and die wear. On the reverse, Monticello stands with its famous steps, the single most important detail for determining whether a coin qualifies for the elite full steps designation. The 1984 Jefferson nickel was minted in two major U.S. mint facilities, Philadelphia and Denver. Philadelphia coins carry no mint mark beside Jefferson, while Denver coins display a bold D mint mark to the right of his portrait, a detail that collectors always examine for clarity and positioning. Despite the enormous mintages from both Locations: high-grade 1984 nickels with perfect surfaces or full steps remain exceptionally challenging to find. The 1984 P nickel from Philadelphia is known for its weak strikes caused by worn dies and high-speed production, making fully detailed examples extremely desirable to collectors. Many coins from this mint show flattened hair curls, blended lettering, or incomplete Monticello steps. So when a sharply struck piece appears, it becomes an immediate standout in the market. Because of this, MS-66 and MS-67 examples from Philadelphia are incredibly scarce and highly sought after. Denver's 1984 D nickel follows a similar story: massive production but low survival in pristine, high-grade condition. Denver did produce slightly sharper strikes overall, yet most coins still display contact marks, bag damage, or incomplete steps due to the stress of mass production. Finding a 1984 D with brilliant luster, clean surfaces, and full steps is considered a major achievement among Jefferson nickel specialists. Now we turn to the thrilling world of mint errors and varieties, the part of 1984 that truly excites collectors and treasure hunters. One of the most famous errors from this year is the 1984 off-center strike, where the entire design shifts toward the rim, creating dramatic visual distortions worth far more than face value. Another highly prized error is the broad strike, where the nickel expands in diameter due to missing retaining collar pressure, giving the coin a unique, wide, smooth-edged appearance. But the most legendary 1984 nickel error is one that has shocked collectors for decades: the 1984 double die obverse, famously showing dramatic doubling on Jefferson's lips, creating the iconic double lip variety. On this variety, the doubling is so bold that it appears Jefferson has a second lip, making this one of the most visually striking double dies of the entire Jefferson series. High-grade examples of this double die are extremely valuable and remain a primary target for serious error collectors. Collectors also intensely hunt for full steps examples from 1984, coins where all the Monticello steps appear fully separated and uninterrupted. Because of the weak strikes and heavy die wear in 1984, full steps nickels are exceptionally rare, and any verified example instantly becomes a top-tier investment coin in the Jefferson nickel community. The scarcity of these makes both 1984 P and 1984 D full steps nickels true modern treasures. And now, the moment collectors wait for: the real highest confirmed auction prices for the rarest 1984 Jefferson nickels. A stunning 1984 P graded MS-67 full steps has sold for over $3,000 due to its extreme condition rarity. The 1984 D in MS-66 full steps has reached auction prices above $1,200, reflecting just how few examples exist at this level. Meanwhile, the iconic 1984 double lip, double die obverse in high mint state grades has sold for $500 to over $1,000 depending on sharpness, luster, and die variety strength. The 1984 Jefferson nickel is a powerful reminder that treasure still hides in plain sight, even within modern American coinage. From dramatic double dies to full steps rarities, from off-center strikes to pristine high-grade survivors, this coin carries a level of excitement and collector demand that continues to grow every year. For anyone searching through pocket change, coin rolls, or inherited collections, the 1984 nickel stands as one of the most rewarding and surprising finds you could ever hope to discover.